Call the spaceships to Devonport. Prepare for anarchy and interface with a couch in space. It's Space Couch. The timbre and tonality of my space voice may sound a little bit space different because we're using the onboard mic instead of the headset mic. The reasons for that will become apparent shortly. More death first in the chat room today. So we there's not a lot of space outposts here this far out in the cosmos. So we kind of had to MacGyver some things together. So you may hear the space balls flip around and stuff like that, but although this may have been done to a specific purpose, which I'll be revealed shortly. The other thing we're going to reveal shortly are the wonderful people that put fuel in our space tanks. It's our advertisers. Brand new this week. Rap. It is Tiger. Tiger Squawk Records. Bitman's new 1% is a nice protonite from Montreal's Ghost Proxy. Until then, from Jacksonville's Batavia. So good. Severed Skies out of Virginia. Love it. You want to check out Beyond Horror, Sydney, Australia. This is early. My very own Seattle from Grasp Logic. Gasoline and Vertebrate out of Boston. He's so good looking. You want to check out Slave Dolls more from Isserley. Freeze Etch is here. More from Ghost Proxy. He's been a beast. Duck Bag out of Vancouver. Love that guy. Virtual Terrorist meets our newest sighting, Hollow Form. It's like really grungy rap. So good. WWW, the newest super sexy single from Israeli. What is up to former guest and friend of the show, Freeze Etch? What's up, buddy? All right, so we will. We'll just get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our space stations will dock and we'll bring on board our first in-studio guest. Hey, what's up, buddy?
Not much.
How are you?
Figured I'd drop in.
There you go. Oh, well done. He's going to Barbie in an hour, so that's how my day is going. Well, we'll try to be at least as entertaining as Barbie. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my friend, collaborator, roommate, hero, Deftly. Holy crap! Yeah, it's weirdly a workout, man.
There we go.
You've been so busy. Let's get right into this. But will it be a double feature with Oppenheimer? Maybe. We'll see. Well, you have been a destroyer of worlds in your own right. Let's take a look, or listen rather, to Droid Hop. This will be the hunt. Yeah, there we go. So, yeah, we're still here. Cool. Any plans to remix cover Barbie Girl? Says Morta. Well, maybe. Well, speaking of Barbenheimer, this was a collab between what we just heard. That is you and the mighty Solipsis. I'm wondering what your oh yeah, you saw. Bill, hey, what's up, Bill? Bill T. Miller from Worship Noise in the chat room today.
Speaking of legendary people.
Speaking of legends, you can hear a space train in the background. What was your process with Solipsis? Like how did it manifest physically? Did you just Dropbox it back and forth, or what?
We transferring, starting off with a lot of improvisations that I was recording. I was at a pace of about 17 improvisations a day that I was recording. Mm-hmm. So going through that and finding the gems.
Okay, so you would send him like a solid wave, and then
I'd send him. I think I sent him. It was in the high teens for number of tracks that I sent, and he would send back what he had worked on, which would be completely mutated into like I'd hear my stuff, but it was definitely like Solipsis sound. Mm-hmm. And then from there, I'd go over things where I'm like, this is done, or this could use turntable scratches, or or metal, or another.
So it was like a really iterative thing, and not like. Just kind of put your name on this, sort of like.
Oh no! Yeah. I mean, we had to both agree that it was done, and I mean, we were both moving fast. Solipsis. I mean, James is known for moving fast on doing a lot of releases. He has a new tape that just came out, and I think he may have had like another release since Droid Hop. Believe it or not.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. Everyone's been so prolific, like. Not only was this a quickly made concoction,
actually 24 days.
Freezech says Solipsis is a machine. I don't know how that guy does what he does at the pace that he does it.
Totally agreed, Adam.
Yeah, not only was this done in short order, sort of you broke new ground on Droid Hop is the name of the album, and also kind of the genre, this combination of the delta between hip hop and like noise is pretty wide. How did you? What was this sort of like? Something that you were already kind of hearing, or did this sort of come together on the machine as you were constructing it? What was that like?
I'd say it came together from natural evolution of how our collaboration worked.
Okay.
And then I had named like a few of the tracks. This is Droid Hop based on the sound, and was like, let's go with that.
Okay.
And of course, Charles Catholic Raytube, who did the artwork, does a comic on amnesiac robots already, so he was the perfect person to pick.
Charles does the artwork on that. Okay. Yep. I should have known that. Viewers of the show will know that I'm a massive CRT fan, so like as if I could like that album anymore. I should have known that it's clearly his style. So definitely check that out now on Component.
Yep, okay. That's correct.
Well, we'll check that out on Component. I want to get to this for completely selfish reasons because it came out on Tiger Squawk. This is a little bit of Exorcise the Demons from this. That was on Tiger Squawk, which is of course the label that we run here from the way that I set it up on the show is a bit responsible or whatever, but like it's entirely so like we're not only are we collaborators and now roommates, but we are label mates. Yes. So I was wondering where that was. We'll get into where that was recorded, but you called it Descent, and not. I know how'd you get your band name is like the most hack question, but in noise. I think titling is sort of its own art because it's it kind of comes after the fact often. So I'm wondering where the Descent aspect of this came from.
I think I was inspired a little bit by Salo, 120 Days of Sodom from Pierpaolo Pasolini. As well as Hieronymus Bosch, Garden of Lights, those types of images came to mind. Hellish Descent, where it's like going through circles of hell.
Oh, okay. Oh, the actual like Dante-esque descent.
Yep.
Okay, as opposed to like
which Salo borrows from as well in the way that structures everything into circles.
Fantastic!
Good film, family fun.
Okay, so we'll check that out. Thank you, by the way. On Tiger Squawk, there's now I think at least 4 record labels housed in this building. Something
like that.
Something like that. So we may see more Deftly releases on Squawk as soon as I get off my asshole and actually curate some work. Let's jump into this before I forget, because this was recorded in a very exciting manner.
Yes.
So not only have you and I recently been traveling to Manchester quite a bit for the wonderful Interference events there.
Fantastic night. Well worth going to Manch Vegas.
Yes, we should. I'll plug that a little bit here because, we have a lot of space time. It's going off there, man. Like, if you're in Chicago or something where I was, you may think like Manchester, New Hampshire. It's like the new noise capital. Like, it's great. Like, industrial noise Manchester is where it is. The Interference nights have been like a mini festival.
Oh yeah.
Average band count, what would you say, 8?
that sounds like a typical night.
It's just crazy.
Yep. And Descent was recorded the first time I performed at Interference.
Okay.
And next time I'm performing at Interference in 3 different projects.
I thought Descent was done at the...
Nope, at Interference.
At Interference, okay. Well, we've been doing that a lot, so we should check that out. And you'll want to. Gasoline just did it. It was great.
Yes.
I am told that some ladies were trying to be removed by their boyfriends and they didn't want to be removed. So that's like the best thing that ever happened to me. We're looking at doing amalgamated cadaver.
I witnessed that.
Okay. And we'll get into a little bit of that now. So shout out to Interface. Excuse me.
Interference.
Interface is our guest next week.
Oh, we have Interface on there?
Interface out of New York City just happens to be next week's guest. They have nothing to do heretofore with Interference, the events that run out of Manchester.
They would probably be very happy if they played there for the sound system.
It's a great sound system.
Yeah.
They would be a little bit on the accessible end. I'm happy they had that. Like, Gasoline barely, if I'm being honest, just like it's Booty House with Suicide Commando vocals. I just barely scooched my way in.
Well, there was Booty Saxophone as well.
Oh, yeah. There was literal booty sex.
Bob Hatt was this performer who closed out the night, and I am not a fan of saxophone. So when I say someone did a sax performance that was memorable and good, besides super intricate, fast, wearing nothing but a black leather jockstrap, I think it was, and just wall of distortion, noise, but controlled like crazy. And just how many types of performance art did that guy do?
Amazing. Like, I am very familiar with his butt now.
Yep, Bob Hat is definitely worth checking out.
Oh, he just destroyed.
Yes.
I don't know him personally or anything like that, but wow, what a great noise show. I was just so happy. So, the point is, big shout out to Weird Records and those guys. Yeah. And well, let's take a look. Let's cut to the montage, just because you've been doing so much stuff.
Yeah,
get to it.
All good.
There we go. Yeah, so a ton of stuff in there. Our own project, Amalgamated Cadaver, Freeze Etch in the chat room, some new fresh-faced teenage sensation called Consolidated.
Oh, God. That was a big one.
Where do you want to...
They all are, really.
What from what we just saw is speaking to you?
Well, one thing is Amalgamated is going to be performing as one of 3 projects I'm in for my birthday at the Next Interference in Manchester, New Hampshire.
Hell yeah.
August 19th. So
we're in on that.
Oh, yeah, we're in.
Okay, cool. August 19th, check out Amalgamated Cadaver. That is the Gothicals / Gasoline versus Deftly Demolition. Yep. Gas versus definitely really you can really hear our styles combine, I think. Check that out in Manchester. Cool.
You may want some earplugs. The sound system has destroyed a few bottles of alcohol behind bars.
It's unreal.
Thank you, DJ Pet.
Yeah, big ups to DJ Pet. The video looks great. It's like you're walking in. It's right off the highway too. It's easy to find. Yeah, and it's the back room of this big club, but it still looks amazing. It's like perfect for noise shows. Like I'm so pumped on that place. But Amalgamated will be performing before that this weekend.
That's right. We have the Void Star Salon, and salons are parties for artists to play for and with each other. And yeah, at this point, it's got a good long legacy of artists who've played there. You never know who's going to play until you get there. But artists who've played in the past, L'Eclipse New has played there, Andrea Pensato, Bill T. Miller, Snow Beasts,
Scrape EDX.
Scrap EDX, yep.
Gasoline.
Gasoline started there.
Gasoline really came into its own in the Boston. No, this is essentially a house party.
Yep.
So you can't just show up. Basically, if you want to see where we live, get in touch with one of us.
And all our accoutrements.
Yes. And you want to see the actual ball pit.
Yep. Or jump on in.
Let us know this weekend in Boston.
Yep. Saturday night.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I'm gonna be doing. The Gothsicles have formerly never done it, although we could totally easily do it now. I don't know if that planned, but
like I said, never know what's going to happen.
You never know what's going to happen. I can guarantee 3 Gasoline songs, and it sounds like at least 10 minutes of Amalgamated. Mordeth might show up. Facility showed up.
Yep, like that was the last one.
That was the only facility out of England. The day I moved in, Facility. He just shows up and like, wait a minute, Facility from
he was...
England is just like here. He just like showed up.
Yep. He's working with
Waluko shows up every now and then.
That's another one who's he's jammed with us before.
The mighty Waluko. Yeah, it really reinvigorated a lot of my noise roots, you know, and you feel so silly. I'll say it like being over 40 or whatever, and it's like, nah, it doesn't matter. It's like these are guys who do it all their whole lives, and that's where like this you learn shit from. Like, I learned so many techniques from Journey to the Center of the Colon, who crushes it at these things, or like I've never seen a circuit bent fucking crazy toy from the 70s that Orgy of Noise has.
Well, Bill T. Miller has the largest collection of circuit bent toys I've ever seen, and he did a great show at SynthCube like about a month ago at a all circuit bent show with Crypt Warbler, who also has played the salons.
Yeah, so like the little square on the quilt of New England noise, power electronics, industrial, whatever is I'm really proud to like now be officially a part of it with Amalgamated and Gasoline. So Crypt Warbler says Mordeth was amazing.
I think that's someone else saying Crypt Warbler was amazing, which I agree.
So I want to jump back into the montage because a lot of that was like remix work. And I know you to be kind of like a primordial stream of consciousness kind of guy. At least that's how we work.
Heavy in improvisation, but I've also loved remixing since growing up on like Rick Rubin and Coil and Meat Beat, etc.
Okay.
So
what do you have to like completely reset to be like, okay, I have this bag of Legos now that I have to use? So like, what's your philosophy, your process for that like?
It's going to be different with each song.
Okay.
I could be doing improvs over tracks. I could be remastering the sounds that are on there. I could be replacing large portions of the song and leaving only key parts that accentuate what was there.
So specifically, do you like to load a bunch of like tracks up in like one of the samplers you have out here, or do you like tend to just like toss out everything with the drums or what?
I'll start off with just the tracks as they are, and then decide like what stays, what goes, what
in like a DAW or
I'll use like Ableton Live or used to use Cool Edit and
Cool Edit. Hell yeah!
After Cool Edit, it became Adobe Audition. After becoming many things in between, but Audition was one that I was using up until I got tired of the Adobe licensing costs.
We have Noise in the chat room. Just Noise. Oh, hey, what's up? The concept of Noise is here. We're very happy to have you. Thank you for employing us both and being a kind of our reason for existing. Concept of Noise.
Back at you.
Yeah. It's gonna get silly. And I want to, because not content. Actually, could you pass me one of those?
I can and I will.
Thank you. We're going to be doing mermaid songs today. Not content to crush it in the realm of audio. You and our mutual friend Beth have been working a lot at Cambridge Community Television. Yes. Tell us about that.
So we're doing a new series called Live Wire Sessions. It is industrial noise, noise rock, breakcore, performance art, instrument builders, 3 to 5 artists per video shot for a small audience. It is free to the public up until we run out of capacity. I don't have the date of the next one on me, but I will post that fairly soon. It may very well be on a pinned post on my Facebook page.
So how do we watch it?
It will be on CCTV at Cambridge Community Television.
Cool. Okay.
It will also go up on their Vimeo site, I believe it is.
Okay.
So once it's broadcast, it'll be available to the public to view.
So, like, if I'm like, you know, like a noise band in Boston,
yep,
and I want to be on TV, what do I do?
Contact either Beth Redmond Walsh on Facebook or contact myself, Deftly Demolition, on Facebook.
Okay, we'll put those links in the show notes, yep. But if you go to are those up now, do you know?
The first show was shot recently with Bill T. Miller,
so this is
Alien
just starting.
Touring, Numenosis, and the Suicide Magnets. And that has been submitted to CCTV. It hasn't been aired yet, as far as I know. But it's in queue for it to come up, so that'll be up soon.
So get in on the ground floor. You can see in the chat room now, we have Orgy of Noises, Bill T. Miller. You'll see that shortly on the CCTV Vimeo. Yep. I know you have the internet because you're watching this. Noise is BTM.
Bill T. Miller.
Oh, okay.
He is the Orgy of Noise.
He is the Orgy of Noise. 2 p.m. September 9th, CCTV. Oh, thanks, David.
Right on. Thank you.
Is the next Livewire show based on your notes? Oh, man.
Beautiful. Thank you for filling that in.
There's some really wonderful people that help out with, like, Tiger Swap, Daka, Chapman, and Mordeth has really been sort of the guy in the chair here on Spacey C. Thanks for your help. I understand you guys have a project, fantastical.
Phantasmagorical Cannibal Animal is Alien Touring's William Day, Numenosis's Numenosis, myself, and David Clark. So
okay,
kind of a psychedelic improvisational industrial band that raps on.
Shout out to all those guys. Alien Touring has not been on the show yet, and that is a crime. I apologize to him. He's amazing.
He did an amazing set at the Live Wire session too.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, and we totally have a couch under all these balls. Like, it's still called Space Couch. I just was not. We'll get. Everybody wants to see features. I know you guys want to see features, but we can't not cover a little high voltage circumcision because you've just been going bonkers.
Oh yeah,
that. You just don't stop, man. You just had, speaking of weird records, you just had him in studio.
I had Adrift, let's see, was it Adrift, Bill T. Miller again, and Al K. Redfern's Doom Project. And we also did a 4-way jam at the end. That's still available as the last radio show if you go to WZBC and stream it.
Let me pause you. For our listeners, this is terrestrial radio that you run every Monday.
Correct. 8 to 10.
On WZBC here in Boston. You can get it on the Boston College website, of course. But terrestrial radio is still not dead.
Oh, hell no.
And nor is it exclusive to crazy stuff. You guys, there's a terrestrial radio noise show that's still been going strong for billions of years. You are so committed. You've got a studio. You have people in studio, and I want to know, just because your finger is, literally, not literally, but extremely, let's say, on the pulse of what's going on in whatever you want to call it, industrial noise world. I'm just wanting to know, like, if you're seeing any trends or like what's hot right now, like is stuff slowing up, slowing down, new beat coming back, anything like that.
I don't think New Beat. That's
a weird example.
New Beat and Italo Disco are doing fine in Los Angeles at the very least. From Dave Christian's Real Electronica, I know he's got that going on.
Oh well, yeah. Damascus Knives has a remix on that Freeze Edge thing that just came out.
I think Brad Rhodes is also still doing DJ sets that include some of both of the above.
Yeah, shout out to LA Industrial and friend of the show, David Christian. You might find a Gothicals remix on that Freeze Edge thing too, but big shout out to him. So like what are people submitting to you? Like harsh noise?
I guess I overlap a whole bunch of scenes. The big thing for the Boston area, one of the cultures that's doing really well is the modular synthesizer and synthesizer.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
Like SynthCube has become a hub for that. There's a New England synth meetup group that just met at SynthCube this past yesterday, all the way back then. Yeah, and I sometimes I'll play, but this time I was a spectator, and just like they do 5-minute performances from each of the artists in there in a round robin style.
Wow!
And SynthCube, you get to play with a lot of gear at the shop. They have tons of Moog stuff, etc.
That's a good call. I hadn't seen a modular really until I started hanging out with Carl from Angel Spin in Chicago. And then when I moved to Boston, it was just like everywhere. And I'm like, I don't even know where to start with this, but you guys are just artisans with it. It's like you're watching these sculptures made before your eyes. It's really wonderful. Like I saw Snow Beasts headline this modular festival in Dorchester with like just people I didn't even know growing up.
I believe it.
Right. Big Time Kilos, I think. Great.
Nice.
So, yes. So, now it is time for features. We will go. It's time for the features. We will start with Radiation Round, called that because lightning is exceedingly rare in space. No wrong answers. Feel free to tell me to eat shit or pass or anything like that. Chicken, beef, or other?
Fish.
Fish. We live in Boston. Shout out to Boston. But sort of as like a satellite.
Okay.
Manchester or Providence?
Love Interference, but I gotta say Providence for number of shows and number of artists.
Providence by a hair. And I know you to be an old school hip hop aficionado historian. In fact, you were the last guest, if you can believe this. Year of Hindsight had just dropped.
Yep.
So you were the last guest I had on before the pandemic. Like, that's how long it's been.
Yeah, and that must have been right before. I was, like, wearing the Hindsight is 2020 Bernie Sanders shirt. And,
right, that was, because I remember, like, the COVID really hadn't hit in, like, January 20, so, like, calling it the year of hindsight before the world changed.
I sometimes hate it when I'm right about things.
Yeah,
that was one of those.
Wow. Okay, so because that was kind of a hip hop-ish album. I know all the way back. You to be an old school hip hop fan. I wrote down Public Enemy, Run DMC, De La Soul, or something else.
Has to be Public Enemy just because they are one of my all-time favorite bands, though I think if you were asking Public Enemy, they'd say Run DMC.
Okay, so from the top, that was Fish, Providence by just a little bit, and Public Enemy, although kind of Run DMC in a roundabout way too. Thank you. And so now we will go to...
respect to De La Soul as well.
Shout out to De La Soul. Tight grouping on the end there.
Yep.
Visit where we're going. and then we'll go to hypothetical spectacle. This is like where we kind of, we'll do like definitely the action movie, or like the brand of like cookies or something, where we like distill the gestalt of your essence into a band.
So for a phantasmagorical cannibal animal, there's a spectacle. How do you say it?
Phantasmagorical, fantastical animal, hypothetical spectacle. That's a very good call. I was thinking we should do Deftly-D, the video game. Like,
all right.
So like, would it be like that? If you ever played the Terminator 2 arcade game, the shooter, where would you be like pummeling the Sonic landscape, or would it be like a Guitar Hero thing, but instead of a guitar, you get a shopping cart?
A little bit of both, except replace the gun with power tools and sledgehammers.
Yes. Oh, that's amazing. Okay,
and then start using them as the instrument in Guitar Hero.
Okay, so it's like a combat like. You ever play the X-Men arcade game where it's like the big version where you can get like 8 people playing it?
Okay.
So it's like a big console, but it's the Terminator 2 kind of shooter, but instead of like that wacky big plastic gun, it's like one's a tank base, one's like a miter saw.
Sure.
And you're just like, what are you destroying on the screen? Just like fans or like giant like coils and stuff like that.
Trump signs.
Yeah. You're blowing up Trump signs. And,
damn straight.
Okay. We should. I'm actually glad you got into that, just because I know you're going to be a pretty political person.
Yep.
Like, how does that manifest in your life right now? You do that through music or art, or like politically in the world?
I definitely still love doing protest music, and I don't do lyrics that often, but when I do, I want them to have a point. And yeah, recent songs, I think I've leaned into mental health issues with abuse, but learning about abuse patterns, I see them as also the roots of conservatism. In a lot of cases, like narcissism and conservatism are very related. Not universal, because it does exist in all cultures and everything, but the type of entitlement and everything that's inherent in conservative ideologies is definitely rooted there.
And that's a focus of a lot of your artistic output.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
I like to deal with stuff that's real, from being a perspective of like growing up as a truth teller in a family that was abusive to truth tellers.
Wow. Okay. So is Deftly Demolition as the artist where you put most of that sort of emotional spectrum?
At this point, yeah, I'd say I was putting towards Nausea, but I think Nausea is now blurred into being under Deftly Demolition.
Okay, because you guys like us, you get sort of punished for having like 10,000 projects, and like the audience can't really follow you. So like, for fans, as I would count myself among the of you, we should be sort of focused on Deftly Demolition, like mantle.
Right now, that's my main focus in part, but it's also just current healing from stuff I've been through. Okay. And learning as I go.
Okay, so it's... That's it.
Not the easiest territory, I realize.
No, I'm only hesitating because like I'm doing that a lot myself with Gasoline right now. So it's like, let me ask, do you find it healing? Because I'm not sure I do. Because like now I'm like living in this. I'm trying to capture this moment of like terror.
Yeah.
And you're working on it in Cubase or whatever for 2 weeks. So it's like, is this healing me, or am I just living in this fucking shit?
It's a tough call, because you kind of go through a little bit of re-traumatization to just put your attention on the things that cause the trauma.
Right.
However, when listening back to songs that I did that way, like one that I snuck on this is Dread Hop, would be Your Truth, was definitely dealing with that. re-listening helps process a lot of the stuff that I went through and have a better, clearer understanding of some of it. So I think it does have a positive purpose in the end, but it's a rough road putting your attention on the things that traumatize you.
Okay. No, that's awesome. Yeah. It's like I've been trying to like rethink about where my head was when I wrote certain lyrics, and it's like I can kind of examine that feeling now. It's interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's like a crutch for rumination to go somewhere instead of just looping.
There you go. Well, I mean, we sure know about looping.
Yep.
Any shows coming up you want to plug?
Good God. Well, we talked about the salon coming up on Saturday. Do you mind if I use cheat notes for a moment?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
I think
whatever.
This deserves it a little bit. August 19th, my 51st birthday party at
Happy
Interference.
Birthday!
That one I'll be playing in 3 different projects. Performing solo as Deftly Demolition, performing an Amalgamated Cadaver.
And my birthday is August 7th, so it's kind of a combined thing.
Oh, yeah. And
well, because that's sort of where the amalgamated name comes from. Is Frankensteining our gear together, so it's already combined. Sorry, so check that out. And
the last project that I'm doing is going to be the first club performance of Phantasmic Oracle Canterbury. So that'll be the 4-piece with Numinosis, who's playing solo, Alien Touring is playing solo, David Clark. My good friend Chris Castiglione is doing an Ukufambana set. He's also a partner in Zero Times Infinity, though I don't think we'll get to that point just with the number of acts.
And that's all Interference.
Yeah, and Bill T. Miller is going to be coming up for that one.
And I lost that's Interference time.
Yep, that's all Interference.
Yeah, so check that out coming up in Manchester, New Hampshire.
And Noise Code got added very recently.
Okay.
Excellent. If you like industrial techno or hard techno, that'll be
great. I like hard techno.
Yeah.
Okay. What else?
Okay, now the cheat notes. Well, also this weekend on Sunday, the 3rd day of Virtual Temple, I am on that.
You're doing Virtual Temple!
And this one was shot at Cambridge Community Television, overlapping with preparing for live wire sessions.
Okay.
So there's all sorts of full circle kind of stuff.
Synergy, I love it. Shout out to friend of the show, Mistress Nancy, in Virtual Temple. You have seen Amalgamated Cadaver and Gasoline and the Gospels on those before. But we have our notes.
And how could I forget? August 12th, New England Noise Fest in Worcester with 52 acts. I'm performing, Deep Crisis performing Adrift. Dog, who hosts it, is going to be the first act, so get there early.
Yeah, Dog is a beast.
Plus DOG Plus is the spelling. Closer Bones, Cost of Living, Crypt Warbler, Dawn Nothing, Dying in Space, Zonculator, which is Bill T. Miller, and on and on. Compactors on that one.
New England Noise is going off. I kind of knew it because Caustic kind of did it a million years ago. It trickled back into the Midwest, but
well, the Midwest has it. I mean, noise is everywhere.
Yeah, well,
there's I remember Ron Lessard doing tours where he was just play three locations in one Midwest state. So it's there's little hubs of noise all throughout the continent.
Good stuff. So check that all out. We are on a rogue. Noise on Twitch says gear. I mean, it's a controversial stance, but
gear.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, all opinions are welcome here on Space Couch. We don't discriminate. We are in international space waters, so
I can gear up to talk about gear if that's what they mean.
You know, you certainly can. You have quite a bit of gear. I've got some that I still need to learn, but you're a gear guy. That I've gotten back into it. I was such a software dude, but Amalgamated kind of forced me to get back into it. It's great. But we are on a rogue flight path out here in space. I'm going to bring this flying couch back on into this station. Anything you want to leave our guests with here on the first in-studio episode of Space Cow?
I would say look me up on Facebook, especially Deftly Demolition. The personal page has a pinned post that has events, shows. I
messed up. We have Amalgamated.
Yes,
has a release coming out.
That's true. And we're getting all horror show with this.
We're getting all horror show with that. I don't know what I can announce, but for no particular reason, I would look up the Burning Wheel / Memento Mori Theatrics booth at Gen Con, going on real soon. I think in 2 weeks in Indianapolis, Indiana, of course. I would look up the board game Play. It might have a great soundtrack. It has nothing to do with anything that I'm talking about here. I'm saying just for no reason, for the ether, I would look at that soundtrack.
Oh, absolutely.
And because it's cool. And by soundtrack, I mean weird shit on a tape that was not concocted by two men. I don't know. We don't know. We don't know how it happened. So check that out.
I think the gear was haunted.
At Gen Con, made with haunted gear. Email us or message us on Facebook. Come to our house for another show this weekend in Boston. Or space. Well, actually, wait. Oh, you know what we'll do? We'll bring this whole ball pit fly it from Alpha motherfucking Centauri all the way down. All the fuel at the cost of zillions of dollars, because space travel is expensive. Just for this noise night. So you can see the ball pit, and then go to interference, check out component recordings, and we didn't even get into Void Star, but that's your label. Check that out. You definitely want to check out our patrons, who I forgot to plug. So this is the outro. Check out. Thanks to Gozer Games, I Hate Artists, Lord by Radium, Ron and Don, Grim Reaper, Bremen from New Jersey, Ray from Providence, Fly Ahead from Baton Rouge, Walter from Scott, Hunt Hentock from LA and Chicago, and the Lich on Twitch. If you want to see your name in there, it's patreon.com/gothsickcall.